Hello everybody, it's Brain here with the T Storm Chasers, just coming to you with a new weather video for today. Today is the 1st of December, so happy December to you all, and happy Monday to you all. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and for you snow lovers out there, I hope you enjoyed the snow. So we're going to get right into it with our temperatures, then we're going to go over some hazards and our outlooks, and then we're going to look at what happened this weekend, just give a broad overview and a look at the conditions throughout the rest of the week. So all of that and more. So let's get right into it right now here. So we're going to start with tomorrow here, Tuesday, 30 degrees here in Sioux Falls, 32 in Aberdeen, 37 in Pierre, and 44 in the Rapid City area. The overnight temperatures tomorrow are going to be extremely chilly. 2 degrees here in Sioux Falls, -6 in Aberdeen, 9 degrees in Pierre, and 21 degrees in the Rapid City area. Getting into your Wednesday here, 20 degrees here in Sioux Falls, 12 in Aberdeen, 20 in Pierre, and 26 in the Rapid City area. Getting into your overnight here into your Wednesday, apologies here. So we're going backwards a little bit. Apologies for that, but 13 degrees here in Sioux Falls, 3 degrees in Aberdeen, 13 in Pierre, and 16 in the Rapid City area. So getting into your Thursday, we'll go to Thursday here. 14 degrees here in Sioux Falls, 13 in Aberdeen, 21 in the Pierre area, and 26 in Rapid City. Getting into your day here on Thursday, 20 in Sioux Falls, 25 in Aberdeen, 36 in Pierre, and 43 in Rapid City. Getting overnight here into your Friday morning, 16 here in Sioux Falls, 7 degrees in Aberdeen, 18 in Pierre, and 23 in Rapid City. And getting into your day here on Friday, 23 here in Sioux Falls, 17 in Aberdeen, 28 in Pierre, and 38 in Rapid City. So precip over the last 48 hours has been very spotty. A trace up in parts of North Dakota and northern Minnesota. Also there in eastern Iowa. And then a bunch of precip there in the upper elevations of parts of Montana, Colorado, and Wyoming. 48-hour snowfall is pretty much just the precip totals. All of that precip that fell was snow. So up there in the upper elevations, also there in the Black Hills, we got a few inches as well. 24-hour ice, some spotty ice showers happened up there in Montana. And then 24-hour wind gusts here over the next 24 hours are going to be pretty elevated up there in the western parts of North Dakota and in western parts of South Dakota. Also in the upper elevations of Wyoming, winds could get up to 70 miles per hour up there in the western part of the state there, or in the eastern parts of the state there, excuse me. So going to our current hazards here, there is a winter weather advisory for parts of southeastern Iowa. That is for that winter weather system that is moving through, that has caused all that slick conditions down there in parts of Missouri. Kansas City was directly affected by that earlier. We had some slide-ins for some buses. A couple different traffic accidents happened there in parts of Missouri there. And then also there is, I believe, oh, they took it off here. There was actually a very interesting warning, and that's the ice storm warning that was happening there in parts of northern New York. We'll pop back over to our regional look here. There is that other winter weather advisory that is bordering the South Dakota region there. That is for parts of Montana and Wyoming. That is for some snowfall that might happen later tonight. Climate Prediction Center outlooks are split down the middle here. Parts of South Dakota are right at about normal, and then parts of South Dakota are at above average and then below average. So we're kind of smack dab in the middle here, just splitting the difference at this point between everything going on. So let's get into our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. We're going to be a bit above average, but As I said before in a couple different videos that I have narrated and released here, just because it's above average does not mean it's still not cold. So above average here in this time of year means about 40 degrees, which is pretty nice, especially for this time of year in the Midwest. 6 to 10 day precip is going to be above average. You guys will end up seeing that, especially with the next week look. We're going to take a long range outlook here, and we're going to take a look at our forecast for kind of in that next week range. We're going to take a look at a model run there and just give you guys a broad overview of what's going to be happening over the next week or so. 8 to 14 day precip is also elevated as well. Observed snowfall over the last 72 hours. This includes about half of the snowfall event that occurred last week. Majority of these totals are kind of split in half at this point, and the next slide that we'll go over kind of includes all of those and a little bit more for majority of the area. So half event total there in Sioux Falls was 4.3 inches, and then 5.8 there in Aberdeen for half event total. 1 inch out there towards the Rapid City area, and then 3.3 inches in Pierre. Like I said before, this is not final totals. This was not for this whole event. This is about half of the snowfall event. Observed snowfall since the 30th of September, 7.7 inches here in Sioux Falls, 8.7 inches in Aberdeen, 12.3 inches just to the north in Mobridge there, and then 1.6 inches in Rapid City. The breadwinners of the snowfall right now is the Des Moines area at this point with just about 10 inches, and then Ames is about 14.3 inches. The luckiest one of them all, if you are very much into snow, was Fort Dodge there with 16.5 inches of snow. And you have to remember, we are just starting December. So very early in our winter season so far. I do believe we are on track for an above average winter at this point, and we will go over that in a later video. Going over to our short-term forecast, this is over the next day and a half to 2 days here. We're going to look at our temperatures, and then we'll look at our model run there, our future track forecast. And then also, I wanted to take a look at one more model that will put us out a week or so. So temperatures over the next day, we're going to be starting here at noon because it's a later model run here. This is noon here on Monday, so we're going to zoom past that to our current time. So 3Z is about where we're at right now. 15 degrees here in Sioux Falls, 8 in Aberdeen, 13 in Pierre, and 28 in Rapid City. So we're going to move this along. As we get into the overnight hours, we will dip down into the teens, especially here in the Sioux Falls area. We're going to be one of the kind of coldest ones over the period of tonight. 6 degrees here in the Sioux Falls area later tonight, getting all the way down to 5 degrees actually as we get into our 4 to 6 a.m. time frame here. This is the 7 a.m. time frame. We'll start to warm up as we get into later into the day, get up to about 35 degrees. As we get later on into the day, that is when that cold air starts to come back in from Canada, and we get extremely cold overnight, get down into the teens and into the single digits in parts of North Dakota. It'll be warmer overnight here in the South Dakota area. But as we get into our Wednesday night, you guys will see there is that cool down there. 2 degrees there in the Watertown area, 7 degrees here in Sioux Falls, 3 degrees in Aberdeen, and even into the negatives in some parts of North Dakota and northern Minnesota. So very cold temperatures overnight into Thursday, into Friday there for our temperatures. Getting into our future track forecast here, over the next day or so, we will see some more snowfall. There's that snow there for that winter weather advisory. That snow will pass through parts of South Dakota, and we may see a few flurries out of it into our Tuesday here. As we get through our Tuesday into our Wednesday here, this is 6 a.m. here on Wednesday, all that snow is kind of cleared out by now, and we will see clearer skies, and a high pressure of 1,034 millibars pops in and kind of just sits around and clears us out. So that is a look at the future track forecast. But one different thing that I did want to take a look at here is our Euro model, and that'll help us out. This is in 6-hour increments, or this is actually in 3-hour increments because it is the smaller Euro model. The other Euro model that goes out to 360 hours, I believe, is a 6-hour model. So as we move into our Tuesday here, we'll see that snow. That'll pass through parts of the area. There's that high pressure system, kind of just sits around the tri-state area there. We'll move along into our Friday here. This is Thursday. Into our Friday. This is Friday here at 6 a.m. May see some more snow showers there on Friday. Nothing too big, not really much accumulation out of that. Our next biggest storm system that may pop through here is actually Sunday. That low pressure system, if it gets its act together, may produce a okay helping worth of snow. Then we also have that high pressure system there in Minnesota that's kind of battling with this low pressure system for control over the area, and that's what kind of keeps this snowfall away. If that high pressure system wasn't there, we would definitely be seeing some good snowfall out of that. So that is all I got for you guys today. I will be back on Thursday with another weather video for you guys as well. And then we are also preparing an update to our winter weather forecasts for the rest of our winter. Kind of going over what our first snowfall was like, our first big snowfall, I should say. And then also kind of going over what we could be seeing for the month of December and what our averages are and a couple other things that we have to go over in that winter weather video. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a good rest of your night.
Everybody is looking for the perfect roof. You're only one call away. We're RF Custom Construction, and we've been transforming roofs in Sioux Falls since 2011. Our custom designs and quality craftsmanship redefine what a roof can be. And it's all about you, your style, your satisfaction. Ready to get started? Call us today at 605-366-9790. RF Custom Construction, Custom Designs.